Hello, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, and today we have another timeless picker card reading on how do men view you. And even before we start this reading, I do want to announce that 27th June I will be offering my highly anticipated witchcraft course. So if you're interested in learning witchcraft from me, you can definitely sign up. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, and you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment, and today is also a very, very special day because it is my channel's 3-year anniversary. I posted my first video on 9th June, and I will be uploading this video on 9th June. So it will be 3 years since I started my channel, and I'm honestly speechless. I don't even know what to say. I'm so grateful for all the love that you guys have showered me with for all these 3 years, and I hope to continue to do this work, and my heart is just so full of love right now. I don't even know. I honestly don't know what to say. I'm just so touched by all your comments, all the love that I get on a daily basis, and in the comment section, in emails, in DMs. Like, my life has really changed because of you guys, and I really feel so loved all the time because of you guys. So I'm just so grateful, and I want to give all the love back, so I hope to continue to keep doing this work. And yeah, I think this is just the beginning. I think we've just gotten started, with the channel. So I do have big plans. I do have things I really want to do just in terms of my psychic work, and to sort of showcase it in the way that I have been doing it, right? Where it started with the crystal ball, and then it led to fire scrying, black mirror, scrying into water, me learning archery just to do divination, and enjoying archery divination, and even pioneering my own ways of divining things for you guys. It has been such a beautiful, transformational, magical journey, and I do see every one of y'all, and I really feel the love. So thank you so much, everyone, And now let's look at the 3 piles that we have for today's reading. Pile number 1, we have Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Pile number 2, we have the Tabula Mundi Tarot. And pile number 3, we have the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. This is a new deck, and this is a gift from someone special. So that's the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. And I do actually have a funny story about the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. My first tarot deck was not, I didn't buy it, it was a gift to me. And when I learned tarot initially, I gifted it to my best friend. And I did get a few Rider-Waite-Smiths again, and I gifted it to my students. So it's funny how the Rider-Waite-Smith always is gifted to me by someone, and it's someone special this time. So yeah, that's Rider-Waite-Smith pile number 3. And so take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in learning witchcraft, sign up 27th June. You do not want to miss this. And I will see you guys in your reading. And thank you for all the love. 3-year anniversary. Thank you. And I'll see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose Tarot of the Witch's Garden, this is your reading on how do men view you. And even before we start this reading, I do want to announce that 27th June, I will be offering my highly anticipated witchcraft course. So if you're interested in learning witchcraft from me, you can send me an email to get more details, and you can do the same. If you want a personal reading from me, you can also hit me up on my Instagram. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And now let's begin the reading on how do men view you. And you chose Tarot of the Witch's Garden, so you could have a very witchy vibe to you. Or a lot of men could even see you as a green witch. Maybe you're into poisonous plants. Maybe you work on the poison path. Or you could just be into botany. You could be really into gardening. But I do think men sort of see you as this very exotic flower, right? They do see you as this very delicate, exotic flower that is very enchanted and rare. So you definitely have this very magical ability to you, pile number one. Okay, pile number one, we have the Five of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the High Priestess, the Magician, and the Eight of Wands. It's a very clear message how men perceive you. I think a lot of men have seen you sort of be ostracized. A lot of men have seen people not sort of take their bets on you, but all the while, you were the best horse to sort of bet on. Because yes, you have been put through a lot of difficult experiences, some really difficult life lessons that you've had to master your way through, and you've had to do it alone. And a lot of men see this. They see your tenacity, they see your ability to rise to the occasion whenever needed and whenever required. So you do have this very trailblazing sort of an energy. And you go from Five of Pentacles to the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, which is no joke, pile number one. It is no joke. So you could have that very typical rags to riches kind of a story. And I do think it's not just that. I do think it's a big part of your destiny to go from having nothing to having it all. And you're really supposed to sort of walk that path for yourself. You could definitely have your Rahu or your North Node in any of the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's about acquisition for you in this lifetime. And how do you acquire your abundance? Through being the natural leader that you are. The reason you haven't fit in pile number one is because you were not supposed to. And through your own experiences, you're supposed to create a space of your own. I'm sort of getting Charles Xavier and the X-Men. So you are sort of like this superhuman mutant, and you couldn't fit in because you were supposed to create a safe haven for people like you. And I think in doing that, you will truly acquire your abundance. You're meant to lead in this lifetime, and you're meant to lead by example, not by telling someone or just shoving your thoughts down someone's throat, right? People who really want to listen to you, they will listen to you. So you have this very quiet confidence, and you have this very magical, surreal energy to you, which again, it magnetizes everyone to you. And it is also very, very attractive when you're truly doing your life purpose, and men really see you in this energy. So a lot of men see you as equals that are very comfortable with themselves, but the men who are not comfortable with themselves, they would see you as competition, because they know you can do more man things than them, whether it is making money or investing, all those typical man things. Even it could be sports over here. You are like a real challenge over here, pile number one. That's what I would say. So men really see you in this very positive light, well, most of them at least. And the rest of them see you as competition because they know you can really beat them at their own game over here. So you are like a very formidable opponent that they really sort of don't want to go against. And I'm sort of seeing Naruto in my head right now, and no one wants to sort of fight the most powerful ninja, right? But you're sort of the most powerful ninja, even if you're like a silent killer, pile number one. And a lot of men do take notice of this. You're sort of like the ultimate weapon in a way over here. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and Four of Wands. So again, it's very clear that you embrace the change, and you know how to juggle multiple things. You know how to be responsible on multiple frontiers and still deliver your best work, still do it very effortlessly, still, make it look like a work of art, right? You can really do this, pile number one, and you do it so effortlessly, and you make it look way too easy than it actually is, right? It is because your skill has become second nature to you. It is because you've done the work, right? And that leads into repetition and just constant hard work, right? Eight of Pentacles, where you're just repeating and repeating your skills over and over and over and over again till it is truly second nature to you, where you can do whatever you want to do even in your sleep. For example, I can't read and teach tarot in my sleep at this point, you know. So you have really gotten to that point of not really having a boundary with what you love doing and really being able to merge, right? There's a transcendence that is happening. It's a very transcendental experience. It's sort of like a personal gnosis that you're having by learning to dissolve your ego, where you're really learning how to be present in the present moment, in the doing. And it is through that you're existing, not through your thoughts. And this is a very subtle kind of an alchemy that you're doing, pile number one. And men are definitely very, very attracted, but they're also very much in awe because they just cannot help but look at you, right? And you're creating all this beautiful harmony. You're combining the opposites to create something that is truly beautiful, and you're creating a perfect conjunction alchemically, so to speak. You're combining the two opposites. For example, a male and a female makes a child, right? And if things are not really okay, the child wouldn't be okay, right? So the man and the woman has to be healthy to sort of combine that energy to really create something that is like a healthy, sound child. And I'm just giving this as an example, as a metaphor over here to understand the alchemical work that you're able to do, because you are producing like perfect alchemical results, and through that itself your vibration shifts, your frequency shifts, your energy shifts. It You just become so much more sublime, right? You become so much more transcendental, and that is what is truly attracting people to you. Not just men. I think it's also women over here. I think everyone is really magnetized to your light, to your energy, to your aura that you're emanating over here, by number one, because it is of peace, it is of harmony. You have inner stillness that you have really cultivated at a very great personal cost and after a lot of personal sacrifices over here, right? And come on, the third row is just insane. We have the high priestess and the magician, and we have the eight of wands. You already know what you're doing, Pailamba. One, you already know what's up. The high priestess, you can really see through things, and you can really get to the core, you can get to the depth of the situation or whatever you're dealing with, the circumstance, no matter how bad the situation is. And I think you've had quite a lot of horrible situations that you've had to deal with that you would not even want to share with people over here. So all these things that you've experienced that you can't even share with people, all this depth and darkness that you have contained within yourself, right? And you do sort of even possess this duality, right? I'm seeing the pomegranate on the high priestess card, so you do sort of have that duality of, being Persephone, like Demeter's daughter, but also the queen of the underworld. And you're both those things simultaneously and at the same time, right? You're containing multitudes within yourself. And this is a realization that you've had. And I don't even think I don't think you're very fascinated with the material world. I think there's a natural detachment that you've gained because you've had every kind of experience, good and bad, to the extremes. So what is left is nothing but to dissolve your experiences into themselves and to really think about the other worlds. And I think this is where your mind is usually. But in the material world, you have really become the master of it, right? You have spiritualized your knowledge into material manifestations, right? You're able to create abundance out of nothing, right? You're able to transmute the most horrible, vicious things that have happened to you into the most beautiful flowers in your garden. So the level of magic you wield, you really have to be aware of something so ancient moving through your blood. And this is clearly not your first life doing all this, right? And you're able to again manipulate energy the way it needs to, right? We have the magician and we have the eight of wands. And the magician is the bridge, and he's sort of the vessel that is balancing the heavens and the earth. And he's sort of the conduit for that energy, as above, so below. And you know this about yourself. You know you can create life and you can destroy. And you know what to maintain when. So you do have godlike powers, by number one. And this is what you need to truly realize over here. And we have the eight of wands. So again, you're really good at spells, even if you don't think you're doing spells. That's what you're doing. But a lot of y'all are practitioners over here, witches, tantrics. I'm seeing a lot of that energy. So, keep up with your great work, and you will only keep ascending. And again, understand the spiritual path that you're walking on. The more you ascend, the more difficult the next test will be than the previous one that almost took you out, but it didn't. Right? So please remember this, pile number one. I think your time of defensiveness is almost over. I don't think you're supposed to be as defensive about things anymore. I do think you are at a much better place, and things are only going to improve for you from now on. So don't assume the worst. Let go of that. I think happy times are here, and these are not just happy times. These are happy times that you have cultivated for yourself. So you deserve all the praise over here, and you deserve just all the accolades, and you really need to give yourself a pat on the back, pile number one, because not easy stuff to do, is it? So keep creating and keep going inwards and keep going deeper within yourself to really ask yourself, what do you truly want? Right? What do you truly want? And let the answer come to you. Don't be in a hurry to have an answer, right? In like 24 hours. Give it. Okay, pile number one, we have card number 40, the Sentry, card number 22, the Mandrake, and card number 33, the Homunculus. 33 and 22. Division and multiplication. And what you're dividing is yourself, and what you're multiplying into is yourself. It's like ninjutsu in a way. So, this divisional process that you're experiencing within yourself, the recombining over and over again, and then going also into a period of latency. That's what I'm seeing over here with the Sentry card. It is really preparing you for the big, wonderful, bright future that you really truly have, and you're meant to do big things. Pile number one. I think you already know that. You're not here for the small things. You're really not. You're here to fry the biggest fish that is in the pond to fry. So get ready. Honestly, I think the phase two of your life is just going to be so much more grand. You will truly get everything you want. All your desires will be fulfilled. But it's also going to really challenge you, and it's really going to sort of push you to really become your best that you can ever be. And this is sort of like a finality for you. For a lot of y'all, I would say it could be a last life. I'm getting strong Virgo North Node energy or strong Capricorn North Node over here. So you exist in the doing. I think that's the final message over here, and you just have to keep producing what you're doing, and at the right time, when you truly have the surplus of it, things will just multiply, and you will also be so surprised by your own harvest eventually. So you will get 10 times more than what you were anticipating to get. It's just the way won't be as linear as a lot of y'all might have thought it to be. But that's the beauty, right, of truly walking a spiritual path. And men don't always understand all this, right? They do try to understand you, but I think pile number one, you need to understand that the level of consciousness that you are at, right? It takes time to reach there, and it takes constant work to reach there. And a lot of people do the work, but they just, even if they do the work, it'll take them a while to reach, the state that you are in. So no matter how much you explain something, people will still perceive it from their own limited perception of consciousness over here, right? So even if you sort of have to walk alone, it is okay. Because men do see you as the lone wolf over here, and you truly have it all in a way by yourself. So if you're single, you will be meeting someone soon. If you already have someone, I feel things will improve between you and your person for sure. I think there's also a message over here to honor your cycles, to honor your rhythms. You might not always be able to have a great, functional, productive day, right? Sometimes you just have to do nothing. So learn to honor those cycles within yourself over here as well, pile number one. That is also very important because yes, you are this godly being, but at the end of the day, you are in flesh. You are still human, right? You also contain that duality within yourself, right? So allow yourself to be human, right? Allow the human experiences to also wash over you, like the divine ones, for because they're truly connected. If you really think about it, right? I would say a lot of men are intimidated by you. They do have a bit of this fear. Like I said, you do give off this very strong witchy energy, which is very exciting to a lot, but also scary to a lot. So, keep polarizing people. Pile number one. Yeah. Any other messages? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number ones. Again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. I'm offering my Witchcraft course 27th June. So if you're interested, you can send me an email or you can hit me up on Instagram. You can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the Tabula Mundi Tarot, this is your reading on how do men view you. And even before we start this reading, I do want to announce that 27th June, I will be offering my Witchcraft course. So if you're interested in learning Witchcraft from me, do sign up, limited time, limited seats. And you can hit me up on my email to get more details. You can hit me up on my Instagram to do the same. And you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And please do like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And now let's begin this reading on how do men view you? How do men view my pile number twos? Okay, pile number two, we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the Fortune, Ten of Cups, Two of Wands, Four of Wands, Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, and Princess of Swords. Men view you as very lucky. They do see you as very, very fortunate. You could already come from a good life, or even if you've not had the best life growing up, you have come into a lot of fortunes, and you also have this energy of creating wealth from nothing. Or a lot of y'all, I do feel you sort of grew up in wealth and you've created more. So I'm seeing two scenarios over here. But either way, men see you as a very hard worker. They do see you as a great collaborator. They do see you as someone they want to work with right now or in the future. So there's something about your work ethic over here that is very, very prominent. You could have prominent Capricorn placements in your birth chart, or you could have Mars in Capricorn, but you do have this very workhorse energy. And men love this. Men really see you as an equal over here. That's what I would say. And we have the Eight of Cups, so you don't stick around really long for when you're disrespected. You know how to keep it moving. You're very quick to cut your losses and move on. You don't really stay stuck on anything or anyone for a long period of time. You're on to the next big thing. And it truly is for you because even when things go bad for you, you do sort of rise to the top. The wheel does sort of turn in your favor because you keep yourself fixed and grounded through the difficulties. So the ups and the downs, they're not really bothering you. And you have that sort of quiet detachment to it, which is why you're able to even enjoy your more up times, right? When things are in your favor. A lot of men also see you as the emotional fulfillment. We do have the Ten of Cups. So they do see that happily ever after with you. They do see you as this. For a lot of y'all, I'm getting like a wife. They do see you as a homemaker, or they would want you to be their wife. You do have that very like keeper energy, and you're just the whole package because you are very feisty. You are very fiery. You will not take no for an answer. You go make things happen for yourself. You know when to take lead. You know when to be feminine. You know when to step back. You're very discerning and you take action on things. And you know when to pause. So again, there is that sense of perfection with you, and that's why you're able to do so many things and achieve so many things. Pile number two, it's very prominent in your reading, and I think the last row is interesting. Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. I think a lot of men think about you a lot, more than they would like to even admit, and a lot of it is their own insecurities, right? With the Nine of Swords, so they do sort of assume the worst case scenario of maybe someone else bagging you or getting with you and then messing it up, things like that. Either way. But I think a lot of men really stop themselves from coming towards you because they know it's gonna take someone really special to sort of, be up on the throne with you, pile number two, because you are sort of throned right now. I do feel that. There is this very, it's not just your regalness, it is what you're doing, and I think a lot of your own personal crushes haven't worked out or whatever is because you were supposed to be with someone who can truly match your energy, because if you end up with someone weaker than yourself, you will devour them, right? And that's what men are afraid of. Men are just afraid of losing themselves into you because you're just like this vast sort of a sea over here. But men can't stop thinking about you, and a lot of men just cannot move on from you, even if you want them to, right? When they do see that you're not gonna take any, you're not gonna keep up with anyone's excuses. You're very quick to cut people out, and you will not suffer fools gladly, right? You will take necessary action whenever required, and men also know you have a sharp tongue. Your words can be very, very cutting, so they know better than to cross you. And Princess of Swords is Medusa. We have Medusa's head, which is the fixed star Algol. Something very intense about your energy. You could have Algol placements in your birth chart. That is 2 degrees sidereal Taurus, 24 degrees, 26 degrees Western astrology, Western birth chart. So you might want to check into that. But you do have that petrifying energy of really looking into people's souls and really being able to see through them more than even they can see in themselves at times. And this does scare men, right? You do sort of have that Medusa-like energy, the energy of the Gorgona, the Titan. So understand it is your power, and if people have to fear you, so let it be, right? You can only walk in your truth over here, pile number two, and that is what you do anyway. That's why you're so unbothered and you're so focused on what you want to create in this world that everything else is just background noise to you. Like you're really locked in, pile number two. I can really feel that and see that. So I'm telling you, it's going to take a very healthy man to be with you. He's going to really need his ego checked every now and then, and he needs to be someone humble, you know, like a god in his own right, but he needs to have humility that you carry within yourself despite doing these great things that you're doing, pile number two. Men are very, very attracted to you. I'm seeing a lot of red over here. The red is really standing out to me. So I do think you're also waiting for the right person, pile number two. But understand the right person will come in at a certain chapter in your life. And I do think you maybe have to write maybe a few chapters before you get to that chapter. And I'm not saying you won't meet others, uh, but I think the right person will come in at the right time when you're not waiting. And I don't even think you would wait about anything. I think everything is perfect, but you just feel like you haven't found your person. So just surrender. If you're single over here, if you're taken over here, your person does want the happily ever after with you. Definitely, they do. They do want to settle down with you, and they do want to sort of tie you down in a way over here. Pile number two. But you have to make things happen. You're the one who takes action, regardless. So that really stands out about you to men also. They're very much in awe about how you can just always take action and keep moving forward. And I think a lot of men do get to eventually see the cruel side of you. They do get to see the more lethal part of you. But you only sort of get into that mode when it is truly required, when it is truly a threat to your survival. So, but I see that it is not your normal nature. I think you're very sweet and you're very loving and you're very tender. Confrontation doesn't come to you very naturally. But you do have this fire and you have to keep this fire on for yourself and for even a lot of other people around you that you give your warmth to, honestly. Pile number two. There is a lot of attraction over here. I'm also seeing the colors of Venus, which is green and blue and pink. So you are soft under all the armor. You're really soft under all the armor, and you really want someone to be able to see that for yourself. You really want someone to feel your tenderness too, without them getting scared. You want someone to experience your depth too without them getting frightened, right? So there is someone made, tailor made, special just for you, pile number two. So you just have to wait. You really just have to wait. But keep doing your thing, honestly, because you're running your own empire in your own right, and it's a it's a very beautiful show. People are very transfixed. People want more, definitely. Pile number two. Your vision is very, very important right now. Your sight is very, very important. You will be able to see beyond. You will be able to see what you really need to see. Truth will be revealed to you. Just keep your eye open. Pile number two. That's all I'll say. That's all Spirit is allowing me to say. So be vigilant and be mindful and keep your eye open. Shuffle some oracle. Okay, pile number two, we have card number 47, Domination. Card number 8, Harpy. Card number 11, The Doctor. And card number 18, Tree of Life. Card number 10. But I said the number 18. That takes me to the Moon card. I think what is truly stopping you from dominating is things in the subconscious. I think you're already dominating, but in order for you to truly wipe the floor, pile number two, you really have to go inwards and clear out and really cut away at things that are no longer you or resonate with you. You really have to go deeper into your shadow and and dispel as much gunk from it as you can, because you are coming to dominate now. You will be heard, you will be seen, you will get your way, and it's not just your way, it is very divinely led. I think your ego is in alignment with God's ego in a way, pile number two. So you will ascend. if that's what you want. If you want spiritual ascension, it is so happening. And that's why a lot of the things that are happening in your life are happening so you can spiritually ascend, even if they're difficult. And just know that if there are people that are troubling you, you know, you will have more levels, more devils, right? You will have more people to fight. You will have more as you progress on your video game, you would the final boss would be really difficult to beat. So I do think you are at the level of the final boss. So you're very close to healing completely and getting everything that you've always wanted. So now is really not the time to like dilly dally. You really have to lock in and more and just go for the jugular. And you can only do this if you really clear away your past. Because your past in a way is holding you back. Or more like a part of you is still holding on to your past, which is not letting you really move and transition into this future where you're truly king. You're truly king. Doesn't matter male, female. You're in your king energy, pile number two, and you will be in your king energy. Even if you have another queen or a king besides you, you know. But you are going to be king. And you will be crowned. So if the hatred around you is getting intense about you, just know it is time for you to ascend to the throne. That is coming up very, very soon. So, and I do think it's not just that. It's not just you sitting on the throne. It is about you really leading people. You leading people's hearts with your heart, and that is why you're chosen over here, Pailamba too. And all of a sudden, my voice was just going off. So, express your truth, speak your truth, communicate, let people know, right? Let people know how you feel. And it is difficult, it's difficult for spiritual people to always want to have to speak up, but it is sort of worth it, to assert yourself to at times. And you will be doing exactly that. And that's what you truly need to again dominate, you know, to sweep the floor, so to speak, over here, Pailamba too. And I think what you're leaving behind is a legacy. You are definitely leaving behind a legacy, Pailamba, to whether you see this about yourself or not. Right? You're going to truly leave behind a beautiful, amazing legacy for your children and for their children. So you're doing big stuff. And men see this, and men love you, but they don't always know if they can sort of rise to the occasion always to really be with you like that. Because again, it's going to take someone super special, right, to walk next to a king. You will be able to juggle and compartmentalize parts of your life, but your empire is your primary thing, Pailamba too. You have to understand that too. Everything will have its place, but your empire will also have its place, and you will be able to run it the way you want to. So, exercise your freedom, you know. Any other messages? Yeah, that's what I'm getting for pile number two. Is again, it's a general reading. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you are interested in learning witchcraft from me, you can definitely sign up. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you. So, pile number three, if you chose the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, this is your reading on how do men view you. And even before we begin this reading, I do want to announce that 27th June, I will be offering my highly anticipated witchcraft course. So if you're interested in learning witchcraft from me, you can definitely sign up. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. And you can do the same if you want a personal reading from me. And now let's begin the video on how do men view you. And since you chose this deck, I do think men see you as being really special. They know you are really special, and you're meant to really do big things, I would say, over here. You're truly meant for greatness, pile number 3. And I am picking up sadness. I am picking up a lot of seriousness. So you could have a lot of Saturn dominant in your chart. You could have Saturn in the first house. But all the seriousness, it will lead into something, I feel. And besides all this, deep inside all the seriousness, there is a jovial heart, and men do sort of see that. And I got that right away. So I do think you wear your heart on your sleeve, pile number 3. So we have the 5 of Swords, the Sun card, we have the Page of Cups, you have the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, the Moon, the Strength, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Men view you as sunshine. They do view you as the center of the universe. They really do. I think a lot of men get warmth from you. You are very loving. You are very jovial. You could have a great sense of humor. You are very good with your words. And when it comes to it, you can get verbal if needed, verbal sparring, so to speak. You would be good at verbal sparring. And you would most likely win, like in the 5 of Swords, which starts the reading. So you always have a sassy comeback. You could have, you could be extremely sassy too. So I think a lot of men have offered their cup of love to you, but I don't think you have been very, very interested. And I think a lot of men do want to offer their cup of love to you, but I think you have eyes for like maybe one specific person. That's the energy I'm getting over here. And I think men see that, I think men see that you are very traditional and you want traditional things. You're very orthodox in a lot of ways, You could have a very traditional way of dressing, you could have a very classical type of a beauty, you could be into the clean girl makeup thing, you could be, just very minimalistic. I'm seeing you wear like a lot of greens, blues, blacks. I don't think you would wear like a red, so that's the vibe I'm getting over here. There is sweetness, there's somberness in you, and since I am picking up so much sadness, I would like to say that, we don't have to work out our sadness in like one stretch. We have to spend time with it to really understand it. Pile number 3, and I think that's what you're trying to do, even if it's not the most natural thing or you're not always able to understand it. So what men see is that you're often lost, you're often lost in thoughts, or you're just often lost trying to figure things out. You are very daydreamy, and on top of that, I think a lot of men do daydream about you. I think a lot of people in general dream about you. Pile number 3, you do have that very Piscean like quality. You do have that very ethereal, I can see you but I cannot touch you sort of a feeling. Right? You're sort of like a distant mermaid. That's what I'm getting, like a distant siren. Just, luring people. So that's how men sort of view you. You're like a sad siren. Siren with a sad song, And yet even in your sadness, you shine so much. You're like the sun. So even on your worst days, you light up people, pile number 3. And I think that is a magical power that you have. And it's not just a magical power, it's sort of like a superpower that you have. Right? Because people will always sort of benefit being around you. And I think that's important for you to know. I think that's a realization you need to have, so you know who can really be with you, who cannot be with you. Right? And you need to be more selective and precious about who you share your energy with. I think that is also very, very important over here. So I just noticed we have the sun and we have the moon. So there's a side of you that people don't see. There's a side of you that men definitely don't see, which is the nurturing side of you. I don't think a lot of men get to see the nurturing side of you. They either get to see the boss lady side of you, or they get to see the sweet side of you, but they rarely get to see you see the motherly side of you, the nurturing side of you, the caretaker side of you. And I think a lot of men want to see that and experience that. But again, I do think you maybe have eyes for one person. I am getting like very traditional values, very orthodox, like, but not in a bad way. Like you almost like classical vibes, right? You want like the classical things. You could be like into classical music, but that's the energy I'm really getting over here. And being in your energy, it is very soft. It is very nostalgic. It is very restful. Yet it is very abundant. And men love this. It really drives men crazy. You sort of you just relax everyone who sort of comes in your gravitational pull over here, so to speak, by number three, while you're even just doing your own thing. You know, you benefit so many people by just doing your own thing over here, and that's sort of the energy you have. Because sun is the star that you know gives energy to the whole solar system, at least the little one that we live in, right? So you are like the sun, and sun also has his tantrums. Do we not see the solar flares? Like, what is that? Right? So just the way sun has his solar tantrums, so do you. But again, it is still very regal. It is still very loving, right? It still gives people what they need. So you're very good at that. I think God really uses you. And I really mean to use the word use. I think God puts you in situations and uses you as a conduit, to sort of make things right in his own way, right? And I know this is not always favorable to you, and you don't always want to be in those kind of situations, but I do think you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be like this bridge between people and God, right? You do have that very strong Hierophant energy, even if I'm not seeing that card over here. There's a freshness to you there's a childlikeness to you, there's an innocence to you, and I think men love this. You know, Men love the innocence. They really do. They really enjoy the sort of naiveness that you contain within yourself over here by number three. Because I think most of the time you're lost in your own world, you're lost in your own creativity, your art, your music, whatever you're trying to create. I think a lot of those things, a lot of spiritual things, psychic things, metaphysical things, preoccupy your brain a lot more. That's what I'm seeing over here. But it's not just that. You're truly creating and manifesting out of thin air, and it is magic. Pile number three. I don't know how many of y'all are aware of what you're doing, but what you're doing is magic. And you're supposed to practice it in this lifetime. You're supposed to use it in this lifetime to really create a beautiful world for yourself, right? To create whatever you want over here. It is, you know, the world is your oyster, and you are its pearl in a way, and everyone wants to touch the pearl, right? So you do have that very expensive, exclusive energy to you, and men want a piece of that, right? Like I said, on top of all this, there's this simplicity and nostalgia. Even if people have just met you, even if you met like a stranger will be nostalgic about you. You know, it's just your energy signature. It's just who you are by number. See, that's what you need to realize. And I think a lot of men are addicted, and they know they can only get so much, or they can only get so much in the limits that they are in, right? So I think a lot of people really want to be with you, but you're focused on the coin. You're focused on your dollar. You're focused on your pentacle, whatever you're trying to create over here, that is taking all this beautiful energy, right? And it is your creation, so it is obviously going to be something exquisite, right? Pile number three. So really give it your all, because in a way, what you're also creating is a legacy for yourself, right? And it is in your act of creating, you will truly find your liberation and your freedom too. So keep at it, honestly. You really need to keep at it. I think that's the message. I think men see you as being very satisfied and complete within yourself. So they don't always know what to give you, or they don't know always how to help you. And I think men want to be needed, they want to feel needed, they like to feel needed. So yeah, I think in a way you also help men also to relax in a way. You know, you do sort of teach them to be at times, right? I'm just getting lost in your energy, and that's what it is. You know, like there could be a screaming child, but like a mom is hugging and the child gets quiet. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. It's just the energy of the mother. It's the love of the mother, right? It's the warmth. It's the nurturance. All those things. That is what is really driving men crazy about you, honestly. You know, and you do have this. You do have that very strong magnetic aura to you, which is very intoxicating. You know, like I just feel very lost in your energy, and that's how you make people feel. Pile number two, three, pile number three. You might have some messages in pile number two. Like I said, men do see you as special. Again, you are very one of a kind, and I do think men want to do things for you. They do want to give you things, gift you things, help you out, maybe with coffee, with your bag, whatever it is. You know, men really want to be needed by you because you're so self-sufficient, and because you get your things done, and because you're on the top of your game and you look so good while doing it. Pile number three. Men are really like, they want to be needed by you. I think that's what's really coming out in the reading. I think you're just chilling. I think you're just meditating, and I think you're just chilling. You know. Shuffle some articles. The Ladder, the Temple, and Mercurius. 23, 20, and 30. You're very respectful of your body. I men do see that. Men do see how protective you are of your body and how spiritual you are. You know, men do see your spirituality, and they do see your spiritual growth. They see your spiritual efforts. They see your spiritual change. They see how life, you know, has truly transformed for you and is constantly transforming because you are in this healing light energy, right? And Mercurius is a very interesting card. So men also know that it's not, you know, the peace and the tranquility is there because, you know, you've mowed the lawn down, so to speak. You know, you've cut out all the unruly parts of yourself to to really exist in the sort of serenity that you exist in right now. Pile number three. And men want to be a part of that serenity, but a lot of them know that they really have to do the work to sort of step into that energy, and not everyone is always willing to do that, right? Most people just waste their time daydreaming about it. So you just have to be focused on what you're trying to create, and you will get to the next level if that's what you're afraid of. You know, there'll just be a natural progression into you getting better at whatever you're doing, and moving on to like a grander scale of doing what you're already doing, you know. So if you want a new job, or you want new money, you want more money, whatever it is, pile number three, it will come to you. It'll be given to you when you least expect, you know. So the kind of growth you want will happen when you least expect it. You just have to keep doing this amazing work, and I don't feel I have much to say to you. I think you already know what's up, pile number three. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, that's all I have for pile number threes. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest in. If you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in learning witchcraft from me, you can definitely sign up. You can send me an email to get more details, and you can hit me up on Instagram to do the same and to get personal readings too. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Thank you.